What's up YouTube, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I have these Injora black brass diff covers for the Axial LGRP on the bench. And so for this build, I didn't want the diff covers to be as noticeable as in previous builds, like this Ultra 24 build where I have the hot racing brass diff covers in a brass color. As you can see, it goes well with this build, but I just didn't want to be as noticeable, so I got these black ones that kind of hide the brass color when it's installed on the truck. So these were $17.59 for a set of two. The front and the rear, they're kind of interchangeable. There's not really anything specific for the front or the rear, so you can definitely get that double pack. So here on the deadbolt, I've already installed a diff cover. As you can see, it's pretty hidden. Doesn't look as noticeable as it would on this build where you can see all the brass. So it was a pretty simple install. I recommend removing steering links off of the vehicle so you can get access to the diff cover. It's 6 little screws. You remove them, you take off your old diff cover, you take out your old bearing, and then you reinstall it on the new diff cover back here in that little slot right there, as you can see. The hardware included with these diff covers also included a bearing, so I'm just going to save those just in case I need them in the future. And it came with, I believe it's stainless steel hardware as well, but I'm just going to keep it in my little baggie just to have it organized. I kind of just been using the stock hardware on this build. And so it was a pretty simple install. I recommend using some grease when you reinstall everything. I didn't have any, but I definitely will go back and maintain that in the future. So here on the rear, it's a little bit easier to access, and so I'm going to do that with you guys in the video. So to get things started, I like to remove the body real quick. Already was prepared. And then I have my Wera 1.3 hex. It's a great quality tool I use in all my videos. If you're interested, the link will be in the description. And we're just gonna go ahead and start undoing these screws right here. And so out of the 4 screws, 4 of them will, or out of the 6 screws, 4 of them will be the same size, and then there's gonna be 2 that are a little bit longer, and so we need to pay attention when we take everything apart. So I have removed the screws in relation to where they would fit in line on the diff cover, and so the 2 up top are gonna be a little bit longer than the 4 down below. So just keep in mind when you're reinstalling everything. And so now we can grab the diff cover, pop it off like that, and here on the back side, we can see that our bearing is still in there. So I grab my Wera 1.3 hex, and I'm just gonna kind of gently pry it out of its housing. So there we go. I pried the bearing out of the housing, and I'm simply just gonna replace it on, or transfer it onto the new diff cover. As you can see, there's a little bit of grease in this old one, and there isn't any at all in this new one. And so I'm not going to do it in this episode, but in the future, you definitely should grease up your gears and your axle. And so now simply it's going to be an easy swap. I'll pop it on there. Fits on really well. And we're just going to replace all of our screws that we removed. So there is the new Injora black brass diff cover installed on the rear of the Axial LGRP. It's a pretty simple install. This for a rookie would be really simple. I definitely recommend doing this modification if you're new into the hobby. One of the most easy and basic ones to start off with, and I highly recommend it. And it definitely does add some weight down low to your LGRP, so it doesn't tip over as much. So there you are. There is the Injora black brass diff cover installed on the rear of the Axial LGRP. Overall, this modification is really easy and simple. I definitely would recommend it to a beginner in the hobby as your first modification because it's pretty basic, and it actually improves performance quite well with these little rigs, specifically up front. But yeah, it's really simple, really easy. Definitely would recommend it for all enthusiasts out there. This Injora diff cover set is specifically a budget-friendly one. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Keep following along with the build. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.